Welcome to 4Pi Academy. This is Milind Badwardhan. I am your course instructor for the course that is Quantum Physics. And in this lecture, that is lecture 6 on quantum mechanics, we are going to discuss the problems which are based on the topics which we have covered in our first 5 lectures. And these are the problems from the previous year question papers of GATE, CSIR NET and JEST. Let us look at the first problem from the GATE 2011. The question is, in a one-dimensional harmonic oscillator, phi 0, phi 1 and phi 2 are respectively the ground, first and the second excited states. These three states are normalized and are orthogonal to one another. Psi 1 and psi 2 are the two states defined by psi 1 is equal to phi 0 minus 2 phi 1 plus 3 phi 2 and psi 2 is equal to phi 0 minus phi 1 plus alpha phi 2, where alpha is constant. The value of alpha for which psi 2 is orthogonal to psi 1 is that we have to find out. So dear students, we know that the condition of orthogonality is integration from minus infinity to infinity psi m star psi n over d tau, and it should be equal to 0. So this is our orthogonality condition. Now here my psi m is psi 2 star and this psi n is psi 1. So if I take the scalar product of psi 2 star with psi 1, then the scalar product will be equal to this phi 0 multiplied by the coefficient of phi 0 multiplied by coefficient of phi 0, so that will be equal to 1 plus the coefficient of phi 1 which is minus 2 multiplied by coefficient of here phi 1 in psi 2, that is minus 1, so minus minus that will be plus 2, so it will be plus 2, then 3 times phi 2 multiplied by alpha times phi 2, so this is equal to plus 3 alpha. So this is the scalar product of psi 2 star with psi 1, and it is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 alpha, and it should be equal to, this should be equal to 0 for orthogonality condition, and hence it will be equal to 3 plus 3 alpha, which is equal to 0. It implies that alpha is equal to minus 1, and hence our correct option is C, that is minus 1. Now let us look at the second problem. This is the problem from GATE 2011 examination. That is, if Lx, Ly and Lz are respectively the x, y and z components of angular momentum operator L, then the commutator bracket for Lx, Ly, Lz is equal to. Now this is a very simple problem. So if you solve this commutator bracket of Lx, Ly, Lz, then this is the practice of writing it. We first take Lx, then the commutator bracket. So here this is our A, commutator bracket of AB, C. So we apply this property of commutator bracket for AB, C is equal to A. This is equal to A commutator bracket of BC plus commutator bracket of AC into B. So this will be A, that is Lx commutator bracket of Ly, Lz plus commutator bracket of Lx Lz into Ly. Now we know that the commutator bracket for Ly Lz Ly Lz is equal to, so this bracket is equal to IH cross Lx. This bracket is equal to IH cross Lx, while this bracket, that is commutator bracket of Lx Lz, is equal to minus IH cross Lx. So if you remember the properties which we have discussed in previous lecture, so that is equal to minus IH cross Ly. And hence if we substitute these values, then finally the answer will be equal to Lx into Lx, that is Lx square into IH cross. So this is IH cross into Lx square, then minus this Lx Lz is minus IH cross Ly into Ly, so this will be Ly square, and therefore it is minus IH cross into Ly square. So now if I take the IH cross as common, so we get IH cross as common, in bracket we remain with Lx square minus Ly square, and hence our answer C is correct, that is IH cross into Lx square minus Ly square. Now let us look at the third problem. This is the problem from GATE 2013 examination, that which one of the following commutation relations is not correct. Here symbols have their usual meanings. So now it has been specifically asked that you have to identify which of the following is not correct. Now let us look at these commutator brackets one by one. So let us look at the first commutator bracket. We have already discussed the properties of commutation relations. So the first bracket, that is L square over Lz, this we have solved, and you know that its value is equal to 0. So this bracket is correct. This commutation relation is correct. Then we have also seen this commutation relation, that is Lx comma Ly, since these are the components of orbital angular momentum in different directions, and we have also seen the commutation relation of this Lx comma Ly, and it is always equal to IH cross Lz. So if you remember the order, it is IH cross, its value is IH cross multiplied by the other orbital component of other orbital angular momentum. So if it is xy, then it is z over here. So this relation is also true. Then we have also seen the commutation relations of the operator Lz with L plus and L minus, which are called as the ladder operators, that is raising operator L plus and lowering operator L minus, and the relation is Lz comma L plus is equal to plus H cross L plus. We have seen this relation, so this relation is also true. While for the relation which is Lz, we have seen the commutation relation of Lz comma L minus, and that comes out to be minus H cross L minus, and so this D is given as H cross plus H cross L minus, and therefore this is the wrong answer. And hence, since it is asked that which of the following is not correct, it means that your correct answer is D. So D is the correct option. Now let us look at the fourth problem. This is the problem from GATE 2015 paper, that if L bar and P bar be the angular and linear momentum operators respectively for a particle, then the commutator of Lx comma Py it gives. So let us solve this commutation bracket of Lx comma Py, which is equal to, let us substitute here value of Lx, which is ypz minus zpy comma Py. and this is equal to, first it is ypz comma py minus it is zpy comma py. So this is equal to, if you remember again the same property of commutation of ab comma c. So by applying this, first we will solve this commutator bracket. So commutator bracket of ypz comma py. So this is equal to y into commutator bracket of pz comma py plus commutator bracket of y comma py into pz. Now we have discussed the commutator relations of momentum operator, and therefore commutation bracket of pz comma py, this is equal to 0. So we remain with this bracket only, that is ypy into pz, and the value of this ypy is equal to ih cross. So we have the value as ih cross pz for the first bracket. Now let us solve the second bracket. So second commutation relation is zpy comma py. So again solving this, we get z commutation bracket of py plus commutation bracket of zpy into py. So we have also again seen the relation that commutation bracket of py with py is equal to 0, commutation of an operator with itself is 0, and here this z is the component along z direction and py is the component of momentum. This is the component of position along z direction, this is the component of momentum along y direction, so they also commute with each other, and therefore this bracket is equal to 0, and hence this term is being 0, this term is 0, this term is 0, so only we remain with the value which is equal to ih cross pz, and hence the correct option is D, that is ih cross pz. So this is the correct option. Then let us look at the next problem, that is fifth problem, that if x and p are the components of the position and momentum operators of a particle respectively, the commutator bracket of x square p square is. So this is again a very simple problem. So here let us solve this problem. Commutation bracket of x square comma p square, this will be equal to p into commutation bracket of x square p plus x square commutation bracket of x square p into p, and this will be equal to, now if you remember the property that commutation bracket of a square comma b, this is equal to 2 times a raised to power, this is n, or here I can make it as n, so it is a raised to power n comma b, this is equal to n into a raised to power n minus 1 into commutation bracket of a comma b. So this is our property. So by applying this here, we have x square, so it will be 2 times x raised to 2 minus 1, that is 1, and commutation bracket of a comma b, that is commutation bracket of x into p. Obviously the momentum is along x-axis, and we know the value of commutation bracket of x comma p, it is equal to IH cross, and therefore this will be equal to 2IH cross px plus 2IH cross xp, and hence by taking 2IH cross common, in bracket we remain with xp plus px, and hence again the option D is correct, that is 2IH cross xp plus px. Okay, now let us look at the next problem. This is the problem which is asked in GATE 2017 examination, that consider a one-dimensional potential well of width 3 nanometer using the uncertainty principle, that is delta x into delta px, which is greater than equal to h cross by 2, an estimate of the minimum depth of the well such that it has at least one bound state for an electron is. So one bound state for an electron is asked, minimum depth of the potential well such that it has at least one bound state of an electron is asked. Bound state means you have to calculate the minimum energy. And here you have given the mass of electron, then Planck's constant and the charge of the electron. So since this is the problem which is based on Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, in which the value of delta x is given, that is uncertainty in measuring its position coordinate is given, which is 3 nanometer. We first estimate the value of uncertainty in its momentum, and then we will calculate the uncertainty in its energy. So the uncertainty in its momentum will be delta p, which is equal to h cross upon 2 delta x. Here we substitute the value of delta x as 2 times here we substitute the value of delta x as a, simply a, where a is the width of the potential well. So that will be h cross upon 2a, that is the uncertainty in momentum. Now in quantum mechanics, energy can be written as p square upon twice m. So instead of p, we put the value of delta p, and hence we get the formula for energy as h cross square, because this p square will be equal to h cross square by 4a square multiplied by twice m in the denominator. So it will be h cross square upon 4 into 2, that is 8m into a square. Now if we write this equation in terms of h, then you know the value of h cross, it is h upon 2 pi. So it will be h square upon 2 square, that is 4. So 4 into 8, that is 32, into pi square multiplied by ma square. Now let us substitute the values of these constants. So we substitute here the value of h, then the mass, that is 9.31 into 10 raised to power minus 31, and a square. Since a is 3 nanometer, that is 3 into 10 raised to power minus 9 meter, so its square will be 9 into 10 raised to power minus 18. And here we put the value of pi square roughly as 10. Now in order to solve such type of problems, here you have to roughly calculate the value, and you have to match your answer with the nearest one. So I take this value. So this will be equal to roughly 6.6 square. So I take this roughly as a 40. So it is 40 into 10 raised to power minus 68. And this is divided by 32 into 10, that is pi square, this 10. Then 9.31, for this also I take this roughly as 10 into 10 raised to power minus 31 multiplied by, again I take this 9 as roughly 10 into 10 raised to power minus 18. So I can cancel out this 0 with this 0, and adjusting the multiplying factor, so this will be equal to, in the numerator the multiplying factor will be 10 raised to power minus 68, and in the denominator it will be equal to 10 raised to power this is minus 31 minus 18, that is minus 49. So this finally this answer will be 4 divided by 32 into 10 into 10, so that is 3200 into 10 raised to power. If I transfer this minus 49 in the numerator, then it will be minus 90. Now if you calculate this value, then it comes out to be 0.00 0.001 into 10 raised to power minus 90, and it is in joules. Now since the answer is given in electron volt, so you have to convert this answer from joules to electron volt. So in order to convert the answer from joules to electron volt, you have to simply multiply this answer by again 10 raised to power, you have to divide this answer by 10 raised to power minus 19. So when you divide it by 10 raised to power minus 19, so you can cancel out this 10 raised to power minus 19 and you will get the answer in electron volt. So your answer is 0.001 electron volt, and therefore it is about 1 into 10 raised to power minus 3 electron volt, and 1 into 10 raised to power minus 3 electron volt is 1 milli electron volt. So it is small m. 1 milli electron volt is the answer, and therefore the answer B is correct. Now let's take next problem. It is asked in GATE 2019, and it is a graphical problem which is based on the acceptable wave functions which we have seen in previous lectures. We have seen the conditions for acceptable wave function and also some of the graphical problems which are based on the acceptable wave function. So here you have given the potential barrier V of x of the form like this, which is given. So this potential barrier is defined for the region which is from 0 to A, and here the potential is V0, and again there is a potential at x is equal to B. So at this boundary, that is at x is equal to B, the potential is infinite. And the problem is there is a particle with energy, that is total energy E, less than this potential which is V0, and it is coming from this side. So you have given the plot of its probability density mod of square as a function of x, and you have to identify which one of the following is correct. Now if you look at the options, here you can clearly see that there is a kink. Here there is a kink in the mod of psi square. It means that it is a discontinuity. So since there is a discontinuity in the wave function, and if we have seen the properties of acceptable wave function, that their wave function should be continuous in nature, and hence this is not the answer. Then if you look at this answer, that is on answer D, then here you can see that the amplitude, that is amplitude of the wave, it remains almost same for this region as well as this region, which cannot be possible, because here the potential, in order to overcome this potential barrier of V0, because here the energy of the particle is less than V0, so the amplitude decreases, and again with this decreased amplitude, it faces a potential barrier which is of infinite extent, and therefore here the amplitude should further reduce as compared to that of the previous one. And here, since the amplitudes are nearly equal, and therefore this is also not the case. Then clearly if you look at the option C, here the wave function satisfies all the conditions, but again here for the region that is from x is equal to a to x is equal to p, here amplitude of the wave function is nearly 0, which cannot be the case. So particle can exist though the probability of its existence is minimum, but there is a finite probability of its existence, and therefore the correct option is A. Okay, now let us discuss the next problem, which is asked in CSIR NET December 2014. That is, let x and p denote respectively the coordinate and momentum operators satisfying the canonical commutation relation, that is x comma p is equal to I in natural units where h cross is equal to 1. Then you have to find out the commutator of x comma p into e raised to power minus p. So here you have given that x comma p is equal to I. Now let us find out the commutation bracket of x comma p into e raised to power minus p. Now applying the property of a comma bc, we can solve this. So it will be equal to x comma p into e raised to power minus p plus p into commutation bracket of x comma e raised to power minus p. So here, since the commutation bracket of xp is given, it is I, so it will be I into e raised to power minus p plus p into commutation bracket of x comma, let us expand this e raised to power minus p. So this e raised to power minus p can be expanded as 1 minus p upon 1 factorial plus p square upon 2 factorial minus p cube by 3 factorial and so on. So this will be equal to I into e raised to power minus p plus this is p, and inside it there will be commutation of x with 1, then minus sign, commutation of x with p upon 1 factorial is 1. So this will be x commutation with p, then plus sign, commutation of x with p square by 2 factorial minus commutation of x with p cube by 3 factorial and so on. So that will be equal to I into e raised to power minus p plus this commutation of an operator with a scalar is 0, so it will be 0. Then x with p, this answer is equal to I. Commutation of x with p is I. Then commutation of x with p square by 2 factorial. So here we apply the property of a comma b square. So a comma b square will be equal to 2 times p, 2 times p into commutation of xp. Commutation of xp is I upon 2 factorial. So that will be equal to minus 2 times I into p upon 2 factorial minus this minus sign. Then it is 3 into p square into commutation of xp, that is I upon 3 factorial and so on. So this will be equal to x comma p into e raised to power minus p, that will be equal to this first term, that is I into e raised to power minus p minus I, in bracket we write for as rearranging these terms, we get p minus p square plus p cube by 2 factorial plus and so on. So this will be equal to I into e raised to power minus p minus I into p by taking p common. So it will be minus I into p. So if I take this p common, then it will be 1 minus p plus p square by 2 factorial plus p cube by 3 factorial and so on, which is nothing but e raised to power p. And hence the answer is, again here I take this I common. So by taking I common, in bracket we remain with 1 minus p into e raised to power minus p. And hence the answer is this A, that is I into 1 minus p into e raised to power minus p. Then the next problem is asked in CSIR NET December 2017. That is, let x denote the position operator and p the canonically conjugate momentum operator of a particle. Then the commutator of 1 by 2m p square plus beta x square comma 1 by m p square plus gamma x square, where beta and gamma are constants, is 0 if, means here you have given that this commutation relation should be 0, and in order that this commutation relation should be 0, you have to find out what is the relation between beta and gamma. So this is a very easy problem based on the commutator algebra, and now you can pause this video and write down this problem and try to solve this problem by your own. I will give you the answer that the correct answer is B, that is gamma is equal to 2 times beta. This should be the relation between gamma and beta, so that this commutation relation should be equal to 0. So let us try out this by your own and see whether your answer matches with the answer which is given, that is beta equal to gamma equal to 2 times beta. Then the next problem is asked in JEST 2013, that if the expectation value of the momentum P for the wave function psi of x, then the expectation value of momentum for the wave function e raised to power ikx divided by h cross psi of x is what? So we have solved the problems on expectation value, and you know that the expectation value of momentum can be written as integration from minus infinity to infinity psi star, then the momentum operator is minus ih cross del del x operated over psi dx. So this is the formula for expectation value if the wave function is a normalized wave function. So now let us take this as minus infinity to infinity e raised to power. Now let us substitute our wave function, which is e raised to power ikx upon h cross into psi of x. So it will be minus infinity to infinity e raised to power minus, since this is psi star, so the complex conjugate of this wave function is minus ikx upon ih cross. So it will be e raised to power minus ikx upon ih cross psi star of x, then momentum operator, which is minus ih cross del del x over the wave function, which is e raised to power ikx upon h cross psi of x dx. So that will be equal to integration from minus infinity to infinity e raised to power minus ikx upon h cross psi star of x into ih cross into e raised to power. Now let us operate this del del x. We kept this minus ih cross outside the bracket because it is constant, and now let us operate this del del x on this operator, on this wave function, that is e raised to power ikx upon h cross into psi of x. So first we take e raised to power ikx upon h cross constant, and then operate this del del x on psi. So it will be e raised to power ikx upon h cross del del x of psi of x, plus then we take psi of x as constant and then operate this del del x on e raised to power ikx upon h cross. So it will be again e raised to power ikx upon h cross, and it should be multiplied by ik upon h cross. So it is ik upon h cross into e raised to power ikx upon h cross into psi of x. So this will be integration from minus infinity to infinity e raised to power minus this is minus ikx upon h cross into psi star of x into minus ih cross del del x of minus ih cross into this is del del x of psi of x into e raised to power ikx upon h cross, plus this is minus ih cross into ik upon h cross into e raised to power ikx upon h cross into this is psi of x, and let us multiply this psi star of x by this, so it will be psi star of x into psi of x dx. So that will be equal to integration from minus infinity to infinity, this is psi star of x into minus ih cross del del x of psi plus k into integration of minus infinity to infinity psi star of x into psi of x. So now this is our operator. This is the expectation value of momentum, that is P. This is given. This is the expectation value of P, plus this is K times integration from minus infinity to infinity, psi star of x, psi of x, since these wave functions are normalized wave functions and therefore they satisfy the condition of normalization, and therefore this will be over dx, obviously it should be equal to k, and therefore the answer is expectation value of p plus k, that is correct answer is C. Now the next problem is from JEST 2014, that the operator A and B share all the eigenstates, then the least possible value of the product of uncertainties, that is delta A into delta B is. We have seen one of the result while studying the commutator algebra, that the formula, we use the standard formula, that the product of two uncertainties, that is delta A into delta B, is always greater than or equal to commutation bracket of A comma B divided by 2. But since the operators A and B, they share their eigenvalues, and therefore commutation bracket of A comma B is equal to 0, and since the commutation bracket of A comma B is 0, and therefore the product of two uncertainties, that is delta A into delta B, is always greater than or equal to 0, it means that the correct answer is B, that is 0.